What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another somewhat rare at this point song review. We're taking a look at the newest song from Blackpink, which is super awesome. I really like it, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about why I really like it. Of course, you already know some of the main reasons, I suppose, or some of the first impression reasons if you watch my reaction video. But for this one, we're going to take a look and, go a little bit deeper, as these review videos are, kind of meant for. And also, there were some comments in the comment section of that video, of my reaction video, that raised some interesting points that I kind of want to talk about, and actually are honestly kind of related to the reasons that I really like this song, that I'm going to, I think I kind of expressed some of this stuff in my reaction video, but I can do a better job of putting my thoughts to words in this video. So let's, dive right into it with the number one thing, which is the main reason that I like it, but we're going to talk about why people might not have liked it. And that is, there's a lot of people who watched my reaction video and who interacted and participated in the comment section of my video that just didn't like the overall feel of this song. There's plenty of people out there that have said that, the song just lacks any sort of feeling to it. And, to be completely honest, I would actually kind of agree. I would agree with that statement. I do think that thinking that the song lacks any sort of feeling, especially in the chorus, I think that's an accurate assessment. That is definitely not an incorrect way to kind of interpret that. Of course, the way that you interpret music and take that and understand it, of course, and process it and understand it is going to be unique to you. So there's no wrong way. But, of course, I can see that. I personally can, listen to this song, listen to that chorus, listen to the verses, and just kind of understand, or maybe on a completely different day, I would think similar to you with this song. But at the same time, that's kind of the reason why I really like the song. And, we'll get into a little bit more detail as to why I really like the, laid back feel of the song and, the lack of feeling that it has, because it kind of pays off towards the end of the song, but we'll talk about that later. But I really like it. If you look at it and you kind of compare it to some of their other songs, of course, it's not really the most, forward, song, the song that is, it's not the most as expressive, I guess you can say, as a song like Boombayah was, right? That's one of their way crazy, upbeat, super, energetic sorts of songs. And that's something that a lot of people really like. That's something that is really easy to get into, right? It's kind of hard not to feed off of the energy that a song like that puts off. But at the same time, the song is definitely much more subtle and much more lighter than listening to their song, say Whistle, right? That song, similar to this song, that just kind of oozes a little bit of attitude to it. Whistle is a much heavier feeling song. It's a much more, slower feeling, heavier feeling song. This one has a similar, slow, just kind of oozes, the attitude and the feel of the song, but it just doesn't feel as like there's as much weight or impact behind it, which I think is probably a little bit of the reason why people aren't exactly sold on it, which I understand. It doesn't hit as hard. It doesn't feel as weighty as listening to Whistle does. I understand that. I completely get that. But like I said, I really like that fact. I really like it. I like the fact, and I like the lightness to it. I like the fact that the song honestly kind of feels a little carefree, that just is whatever, we're here, we're badass, we're, kick-ass people, and, we really just don't care about, what you think or, whatever. We just have a little, I guess you can kind of characterize it as the song kind of exudes a little bit of self-confidence, right? In a way that is not just coming out and punching you in the face and saying look, we're self-confident, we're awesome, we know it, and just shut the fuck up, right? It doesn't really do that. It just is look, we're self-confident, whatever, and we're just gonna do what we do, and it's just gonna hit you, and you're gonna either you're gonna like it or you're not. It is what it is. And I actually kind of dig that. The reason why I really dig that, the more that I've listened to it, the more that which I actually kind of, I think, really noticed it when I first listened to the song, but, the more that I listened to it, the more that I kind of became actually consciously aware of this fact. the first couple of verses and the first couple of choruses, right, that entire progression of the song builds up to the final payoff of the song, which is of course the final minute or so of the song, where where they get a little bit of guitar, get a breakdown, all that kind of stuff. Like the song actually changes a lot for like the final verse and the final chorus, right? The feel and just the general, I guess, yeah, just the feel of the song changes in a really dramatic way. And I think, or maybe I shouldn't say dramatic, but it is a very noticeable way, subtle but very noticeable way. And I really think that the entire 2/3 of the song preceding that really kind of sets that bit of the song up to have a much greater impact than it might have otherwise. Because the song leading up to it is, like you would kind of expect, right, that the chorus is going to be something that releases a lot of energy, or just kind of just comes out, gives you some energy, but it just doesn't. It's actually, in many ways, the chorus of the song has less energy than the verses do, especially the vocal pre-chorus part of the song. The chorus has less energy than the pre-chorus, right? That's kind of crazy. But, they kind of build up throughout the entirety of listening to the song up to the final minute of the song, builds up this tension, builds up a little bit of tension, I guess you can say, that's, we're just not getting the payoff of a release of energy in the chorus. And when they kind of do that, the song opens up, is a little bit more expressive, a little bit more restrained, a little bit less restrained than it was previously. That part hits a lot more, and it just kind of is much more noticeable, and kind of makes you sit up in your chair, your ears perk up, and you're like, huh, that's really cool. I really like that. And in fact, if you watch my reaction video, like that actually was something that happened. Like I know for a fact that when that guitar bit came in, and I was saying I was reminded of a different Blackpink song and all that sort of stuff, I was like, whoa, this is okay. Now we're getting to a really meaty part of the song. And the entire song preceding that moment just kind of set up that moment, the final minute of the song, to have a much greater impact than it might have than it might have had if they'd actually done the chorus different, where it was a little bit more energetic, a little bit more impactful, then the final bit of the song wouldn't have hit as hard as it did. So that's something that I really like about it. Another thing that I've seen in the comments, which I think it's inevitable with, like, at least for the time being, with pretty much any Blackpink song that gets released, is that, or someone who's saying like this is like, I'm really kind of irritated or frustrated, or I wish that the YG wasn't kind of treating Blackpink as 21 2.0. And that's completely fair. That's absolutely a fair, stance to take, and I obviously wouldn't argue against it, because I personally really like groups that have their own, identity, and it doesn't really make any sense to me personally that, why you would form a new group that's going to have the same identity of a previous group. But all that being said, if Blackpink can release 21, songs that are like 21-esque, I guess you can say, and they can still kick ass and every song is good, then I don't really care, because at the end of the day, no matter if it's, the group is copying 21 or is just basically just rehashing or 21's, music and styles and stuff like that, if it's good and I'm enjoying it, I don't really care. Music is music, and good music is good music, and bad music is bad music. Whatever it sounds like, whatever the style is, and however it compares or stacks up to other groups is kind of irrelevant at the end of the day. At the end of the day, for me, and so. That just is what it is. Like if you don't like it, if you don't like Blackpink because they feel too much like 21, that's completely fair, and I completely understand that too. I'm not saying you should like 21 or you should get over yourself, because that's a little harsh, and that's, of course, not being understanding or respecting the fact that, everyone has their own opinion on music, and everyone understands music and, processes music in their own way. And, they all come to different conclusions on what they think and why they like it and why they think that. So that's what I got. There's a little bit more of an in-depth sort of discussion on why I think that the song from Blackpink is amazing. And ultimately it is the very first Blackpink song promo track that I've listened to that was like, that I was instantly in love with, which is good, because the previous music is definitely good music. I enjoy listening to it, but it just kind of like was missing that little bit that was going to completely sell me on them. So of course, that means that I'm even more excited and even more interested to listen to this mini album, which I definitely will be doing, but at the very least, I'll be doing a first listen for people on Patreon who are supporting me on Patreon. Maybe there'll be an album review that comes after that, but you know, we'll see what I think about it once I listen to it for the first time. So, you know, if you're interested in hearing my first listens for this album or anything else that I'm doing over on Patreon, then head on over there, support the channel if you want to. If you don't, that's perfectly cool. Just watching my videos is the only thing that matters. If you want to join this community where we're just talking about what we think, whether we like songs or whether we don't, we're having some free and open discussion, then click on the subscribe button down below so that you can join the community. And click on that bell icon to turn on notifications if that's your thing. You know, if not, that's cool too. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.